Welcome back, friends. Before we dive into today's episode, we want to say that we hope you all are staying well, and that in the midst of all of this, that you're finding more and more ways to foster gratitude and think kinder, more loving thoughts towards yourselves. We are always building a mental energy around us, and it's important to make it work not only in our own favor, but in favor of this precious planet that we call home. We are all shifting and healing together. Hello everyone! As some of you may or may not already know, my husband Drew and I have been living in vans for the past 6 years. Here's our little van home right over here, Spirit. And right now, what I'm in here is a little cabin that's on a piece of land that one of our amazing subscribers has offered to us as a little refuge so that we can park here during quarantine and not have to worry about filling up water, getting powered enough, although we're in the desert and it is so sunny and so hot, which is what you saw us doing in the clips right before this. We need to get in the water. I see you found the umbrella.
I saw you sneaking around out here. What were you up to?
Just tell them a little bit about what we've been up to and that it's been hot.
It's been really hot. Shade is such a gift. It's like always trying to hang out on the shade, whatever side of the van we can, or under our beautiful umbrella. It's been a long time that since we've used it.
We're hunkering down in here.
It's a little less windy in this corner of the van.
And we want you guys to hear what we have to say about today's episode.
We have some really good stories coming at you.
Quarantine Diaries Part 2.
Quarantales Part 2.
That's right. It's a fun new word. Quarantine lingo these days.
Yes. Well, you guys are going to hear stories from people we've met along the road all around the world.
People from Morocco, El Salvador, Portugal,
the Netherlands,
France, some of our old neighbors.
People who have lived in Los Angeles with us.
Who have really beautiful thoughts to share about how they are coping with all of the uncertainty that is our world these days.
Yeah, how they're getting by, what they're doing to just stay positive during these times.
And we hope that some insight and beautiful words from our friends all across the globe helps shed some of that light on your own situation.
So without further ado, we're gonna go jump in this water.
We'll see you after.
See you then.
Stick around. Ooh, it's a little chilly. How are we both gonna fit? Popping in from the editing studio because sometimes it's hard to remember all of the things that you want to say, especially when you're about to jump into a DIY desert jacuzzi in 100-degree heat. But I just wanted to give you guys a gentle reminder to tap that like in support of our friends who were kind and courageous enough to share their stories with you, all in the hopes that we don't feel so alone in all of this. And we know that some of you have commented that you just want to see us when you come to our channel, and we want to give you more of us. But at the same time, especially with what is going on in our world right now, we feel called to share the voices of others. It's not only our story that needs to be heard right now, but it's in sharing the stories of our community that we can come together in compassion and in gratitude for the little things that maybe we didn't see before. We hope that you guys can absorb all of that goodness from what you're about to hear. So, what do you say? Time to get back in that water? Ready? Go.
Go.
Oh, it's cold. Get in here.
There's not enough room for this big bear. Oh, it's cold, but that feels great.
Oh, this is chilly.
We need an umbrella.
That's better.
There we go, guys.
Nice.
This is how they do it out in the desert to stay cool.
We got a pool.
I feel like I'm in a cattle trough.
I think we are. Enjoy the show. So we are Bryan and Jen and Karma.
The Wonder Dog. We're the Dangers.
And we are anchored off Antigua Island.
Lucky enough to be here as all islands in the Caribbean are now closed. We have no place to go. The island is in full lockdown, 24/7 quarantine. We are able to stay anchored here in a bay and
stay on our boat and or in close proximity.
There are reasons to go to shore that are acceptable. If you need food, you need water, you need medical.
Being self-sustaining is one of the things we're pretty good at. We're pretty good at it in a van, and we're even better at it on a boat. Store food for a long time, make our own water, collect energy with the sun, catch our own food from time to time, can be remote for a very long time.
We don't have any reason to go to shore right now.
We're also a pretty low likelihood of actually contracting the virus. There are some cases on the island, but obviously we are very self-isolated by nature. Luckily, that is not among our biggest fears.
This is a roller coaster for everyone. People in the hospitals that are sick, people in the hospitals that are caring for everyone. By far the most stressful situations right now. Anxiety comes up for us as well. Our future is uncertain.
Our finances are in turmoil.
7 weeks away from hurricane season.
Not only are we uninsured, but we're also stuck right in the middle of your zone.
That's obviously quite scary for anybody who's floating in the middle of the hurricane zone. And how do we stay positive? So we're really lucky to be surrounded by turquoise water, stars at night, clouds, and sunrises and sunsets. And
a lot of time staring at the dog and loving on the dog.
Yeah.
Live for that sound where I just hear the splash off the back of the boat, which means Jen's in the water again, for a quick swim around the boat, a longer snorkel out to the closest reef, take in some beauty, or hopefully catch something for dinner. Actually, we're very disconnected from the news before all of it. This has somehow kind of pulled us back into the news, and spent the last couple of days trying to back away from that and use that time more for creative outlets.
Writing,
drawing, working on a puzzle, embarrassingly funny videos for friends back home. Yeah. Certainly the biggest positive here is the nature, beautiful scenery around us, the fresh air, the fresh water. We've always been very centered on sunrise and sunset every day. We try to focus on those things that provide positivity and deep breaths. Love each other and love the dog, and immense love and positive energy to everybody else.
To whoever can capture it, yeah.
Wherever they are.
Yeah.
Stay safe, you guys, and be well.
What's up, guys? We are Trent and Allie. We are van lifers, or at least we were van lifers in South America until the coronavirus hit.
After living for 2 years in our van, we actually decided to leave it in Argentina and fly back to Utah, which is where we are now. We're actually hunkering down at Trent's mom's house in the beautiful countryside here in Utah.
We're kind of out in the middle of nowhere. I call it the country. It's really nice. There's a lot of space to spread out. In fact, in this area, there's actually not even a shelter in place, even though I think everyone should be sheltering in place. Things move a little bit slower out here. It's not hard at all to keep your social distance from people, and it's a really great place to let our dog Frank run.
Frank has been definitely benefiting from this situation. He's having a blast, and I think we're trying to make the best of it too. It's not ideal, but it's not that bad. It's really beautiful here.
So even though we had to leave our van in Argentina and come back to the States in pretty much a little bit of an emergency scenario, we did leave our home behind. However, my mom did welcome us here, where we have a place to stay until things settle down. I guess one thing that the whole coronavirus deal has given us is the opportunity to be creative and really start some different projects and try some different things. So I'm actually kind of excited.
We're really grateful to be healthy and safe. We're always focused on that silver lining, and we're just happy to be here.
G'day everyone, I'm Max and I'm riding out this crazy social self-distancing time in Victoria, Australia. I feel like I have been super fortunate really considering the circumstances. I have my grandparents' farm where I'm currently staying in their empty farmhouse and plenty of space outside. I really feel for those that are really confined to apartments and things like that at the moment. In terms of how things are going in Victoria, I think Australia in general is handling this really well. For me, the way I've been keeping positive during all of this, I've found it really important to keep a routine. So I've been getting up early, exercising, and then I am spending my time converting this big van behind me into a camper van. It's a really good time for a project at the moment, and you know, it's something to keep my mind occupied on the positives and away from the negatives. Unfortunately, my dog is currently in Canada. I only moved back to Australia recently and he was going to be joining me in a couple of months. So Ockie is still stuck over there, and that's something that really kind of concerns me, and I'm trying to keep at the back of my mind. I know he's safe and well at the moment, but you know, I think everyone has been affected by this crisis in a different way, and the thing that I do like is that some good has come out of it and people are banding together as much as they can, and my hope is that afterwards people are going to appreciate things a lot more and the world is going to be a better place. Thanks guys, stay safe out there.
Hola amigos, how are you? I'm Salva from Tunco Life, and I used to run a tour agency in El Salvador, and this is my story. My life changed completely in 3 days, literally 3 days. I remember the president of El Salvador announced that we were going to close the borders as well as the airport. So I immediately knew that things were going to get very difficult for me. We are now on the 5th week of lockdown, and we're not allowed to be on the streets unless you go to the grocery store, you go to the ATM, or you go to the pharmacy. All important things. We're not even allowed to go to the beach. And I can go to the beach like, I don't know, it's like a 4 minutes walk from where I live. So that's so sad, you know. But anyway, the first 2 weeks were super difficult for me, in my case, because I literally lost everything. And I was so depressed, and I was crying, and my anxiety was sky high. But luckily, I was able to work with my emotions thanks to my psychologist and some really, really good friends. I feel better now, and as you may know, the tourism industry is one of those industries that has been affected completely because of the coronavirus. But not everything is negative. Thanks to the quick reaction from the government, now we can see some results. In a population of 7 million people, there are only 150 positive cases of coronavirus. We hope that the metrics keep low so we can reopen the country slowly but surely. In my case, with more headspace, I have now the capacity to think about projects and things that I can do in order to make profit while this pandemic is over. I'm focusing now on creating content on our social channels. This way, we keep our community alive and we present content that they love. Thank you so much, guys, for the opportunity to share my experience with you. I love you, stay safe, and I hope to see you soon back again in El Salvador. Bye-bye.
Alright guys, so this is how it is in France. We are officially confined in the place of your choice since March 16th. The alarm that you guys are hearing is to announce our curfew. This is the beginning of our curfew. It's 8 p.m. If you want to go out, you can, but you cannot go out without an attestation. And then you have to say why you're going out. You can go out if you care for elderly. You can go out if you're working. You can go out to buy the bare necessity. You can go out for physical exercises, but only for 1 hour and within less than a mile perimeter near your house. Okay, I'll show you the official attestation paper, but that's suppose that you have a printer, which we don't. So this is our version of it. And then we cheated because I got tired of rewriting it all the time. So now we put it with a pencil. Way easier. This is actually pretty nice. It's like some little exercise. They are talking about starting to deconfine people on May 11th, but it's hypothetical. You know, it's not sealed yet. So that's a good news. I'm actually leaving this confinement like it's a blessing, because I've been wanting a break for a very long time. I've been on a roller coaster of working crazy hours for 13 years, and this feels like a breathe. It's actually very, very, very nice. And I am confined with my love. We usually live separate from each other. We are definitely not bored. We have so many things to do and discuss and share. We are on a cooking mission. We are also taking classes on Udemy. If you do not know this, I really recommend it. It's an app. It's called Udemy, UDEMY, and you can find a whole lot of classes. I've been obsessed with domes. I love domes, and I decided to learn everything about them and to start building them. So this is my journey. We also got 2 yoga mats, so we try to be as good as we can by staying active, and we just have a lot of loving going on. So it's been amazing. I hope everybody is doing good. Stay positive. There is always like a very, very bright side of everything. Just find the bright side in this situation. Stay positive because the virus is feeding on low vibration, for those of you who don't know that. So it's very important to keep our frequency high. So stay in a happy bubble. Make the best of it. Much love to you guys. It's time to go within. Just take time for yourself. This is just a pause. It's not a punishment. It's just a pause that is granted to us. Just keep the love alive. And if you are alone in this situation, just give love to yourself. It's very, 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 very important. Stay high.
I'm gonna see a victory. I'm gonna see a victory. For the battle belongs to you, Lord. I'm gonna see a victory. I'm gonna see a victory. For the battle belongs to you, Lord.
Hi.
Hi.
We are
hello.
songbirds of passage.
And we are here in Portugal. In quarantine.
Yeah.
In quarantine, yes.
Quarantine, and we are really hopeful.
Because we are, because we believe in a God that turns everything for His goods, for the people who love Him.
Yeah.
Yes, and we are still here. We still live in our vans.
We originally met Herman and Sietske while traveling across Norway in the Lofoten Islands in our vans back in 2017. Then, in 2018, we met up again, but this time in Portugal, where they had been busking and performing with Arnan and Anne, whom they had met in Spain just a few months before. And this is when the six of us camped and made some of the sweetest memories in one of our very favorite places in all of Europe.
Yes, you are, yes, you are, yes, you are. So good, so good.
We're very lucky that we are together, so we have time together, spend time together to to do things that cheer up our hearts and our souls.
Like worship.
Yeah, we worship together, we make music together, we read in the Bible, we talk a lot.
Yes.
We make videos.
We're hopeful and keep our minds on the good things and the hopeful things, on the truth. And so that's what we try to share through our music, through our art.
Maybe the bridge?
Yeah.
We will release this song very soon, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's not our song, but
No,
it's
not
a
our
cover.
song. It's a cover.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, we're gonna play a little bit. Okay.
You take what the enemy meant for evil and you turn it for good. Yes, you turn it for good. You take what the enemy meant for evil and you turn it for good. Yes, you turn it for good. That is what you do. You take what the enemy meant for evil and you turn it for good. Yes, you turn it for good. You take what the enemy meant for evil and you turn it for good. Yes, you turn it for good.
Bye guys.
Bye.
Stay safe.
Bye.
Hi everyone, my name is Mohammed. I am in Morocco right now, living with my family in a house in Bini Bilad city. The border are closed between cities here, and we cannot go out and we cannot go to other cities. Only 2 persons from the house they can go out. Like this person, they will have a permission, like they have a permission to go to buy things from market. So if you wanna go buy things from market, you need a permission. My family, only my father and my mother, they have this permission to can go out and buy stuff from market, and they can only go out from 9 morning to 6 at evening. So at 6 at evening, nobody should go out. And if you don't have these people and they are going out, so you will pay like $100 or $150. We will go to the jail for 1 month. And if you go out, you need to put mask on your face. That's it. I'm just stuck here what I am doing these days, only try to enjoy time with my family and try to have fun with them and have fun with my crazy brother here and help him. He's making some videos in the house, like some funny videos. I try to help him in that. My favorite time in the day, that's when I go to the roof, because we have a roof in the house. I go, I watch the sky and I play with the cats we have in the roof there. So like we have some cats, I'm playing with it at evening, like in the sunset. Like I go there to have a clear breath and watch the sky and feel like I am leaving, because to stay at home all day is so bad. Thanks God we have this roof, we can see the sky and see the clouds. So that's one of my favorite times. Like I can forget about that, some isolation and stuff like that.
That's Mohammed's sister, and this footage is from 2018 when we first met Mohammed and his family during the 3 months we traveled across Morocco in our van. Here's a clip of us dancing in the beautiful mountains just above his city. We will never forget the joy and friendship we all felt.
Still hanging out. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. We're staying nice and cool. Enjoy the next person.
Little intermission.
Hey everyone, Josh from CaliforniaThroughMyLens.com, and I was asked to share how I'm being positive during the quarantine. The state issued a shelter-in-place order about a month ago, so my wife and I have basically been in our house ever since then. I travel a lot for work, up to a couple weeks per month, so I've never spent this much time at the house. Plus, with my wife's job closed, we've had to adjust our routines and work on some next steps. I've been trying to stay positive and use that time to catch up on a lot of the things that I've put off for years, while also trying to slow down a little bit as well. One of the things I've been doing to stay positive is challenging myself to still be creative and to make content even if it's just in my house doing something as simple as making coffee. One of my favorite things to do is just to use my camera to create videos, and so I've been trying to still do that even during the quarantine. Also, my wife and I have been taking our dog on walks. We started doing puzzles, and I finally had some time to create this YouTube background that you can see behind me. It's been important for me to stay home so that I don't potentially catch or give the virus to anyone else, so I limit my trips to the store, and I've tried to buy from local small businesses as much as possible to support them during this time. I hope everyone else is staying safe and staying home, and thank you for including me in this video.
This is van life during the pandemic, and this is how I'm staying positive. This is how I'm staying together. This is how I'm keeping it together. This is one of my quarantine homes. It's honestly been a little challenging being here in Sedona because you're only supposed to stay in the Coconino National Forest for 14 days out of 30. And, well, I've been here for more than 14 days. The one thing for me is I'm a very active person, and the thought of not being able to get outside and go for a run gave me severe anxiety, and I knew it wouldn't be good for my mental health. So staying in Arizona and staying in Sedona specifically was very important to me because they've only shut down a few trails here, and there's not really a huge full-time population here, so it has allowed me the opportunity to still get out on trails and maintain social distance with people. I also, wear my bandana, so when I run past people, I pull it up. I take all the precautions that I possibly can, but I am also making sure that I do what I need for myself to protect my mental health, because the last thing I want is to be in a global crisis and myself in a personal crisis. What am I doing to stay positive during the COVID and quarantining in a van while trying to travel, while trying to stay still, while trying to do everything that you should be doing to do your part in the whole thing? They just closed the trails, which is nice because now I can get out on the trail safely and social distance. I would like to make more cookies, especially since I have an oven. But maybe I will make cookies. That sounds really good.
Hey, Lisa and Eddie from Florida here. This is our life. Welcome to the Sugar Shack.
What have we been doing? Well,
Plenty of time to fold laundry these days.
catching up on laundry for sure. Gonna try to come out of the other side of this as stronger and better than we were before.
And I love that Mother Nature's healing.
Yeah, giving the earth a break is probably the best.
The best part of it all. Are we gonna have our dance party?
Alright y'all,
Stay healthy. Be safe out there.
Love you.
We're still here.
Still hanging out in this desert jacuzzi. It's been really nice to be in some water out here in this very dry atmosphere.
So we hope that you guys were all cozy as you enjoyed today's collection of
The Quarantales.
And there's one more episode where that came from, so more special people with sweet insights and inspirational stories that inspire gratitude and hopefully hope.
And just adventure in everyday life, no matter where you might be in this predicament.
We ourselves will not be staying here for long just because it's going to be in the 100 degrees.
Out of the next 7 days, there's 5 days that's going to be triple digits.
My face is like burning right now, so
maybe I should cover you up.
So tune in, subscribe if you haven't already, hit that bell so you don't miss an episode. We always love sharing with you, and
know that we're sending some fresh air your guys' way, and we're just trying to weather the storm with you guys, so we're right there for you guys each week.
Ready? Let's take in a deep breath together. You hold your breath just a little bit longer. It's that much better. Yeah. All right, we love you. We'll see you again soon.
Peace.
Bye.